Before we set up the game, let's take a look at the playmat and the different spaces on it, what they do and why they're here. Here you'll find the adventure track. You'll see numbering for each of the spaces on the track. Here is where your cards will go, wait for your adventure deck, and your adventure discard will go over here. When boss cards appear, there are little areas up here at the top where you can place them if you'd like. And here at the bottom is where we'll place our hero marketplace filled with Care Bear cards that will help us defeat Bluster and the gang as we play. So we'll place our hero marketplace cards here. We'll place the cards face down here, and we'll have a discard area right over here. Now we'll also need the carrying meter to be able to track things in the game. Now to do this, and please keep in mind these are just prototype components, but to do this, we'll take a heart token, and to begin to track carrying, we will start that heart token here in the green section. Now, there'll be several times throughout gameplay where the carrying meter will go down by 1. If the carrying meter continues to go down, circles all the way around and comes back to the green space, then the players have lost the game. You'll also find tokens in the box, so be sure and grab those because they'll help you with keeping track of some of the math. Now let's go look at the cards. Players begin by choosing a starter deck from the ones that you have available. For the core game, that will include a Cheer Bear starter deck, a Funshine Bear starter deck, a Good Luck Bear starter deck, and a Share Bear starter deck. So each of these decks will include 5 cards that represent the carrying energy in the game with the heart symbol here, and 3 cards that represent the wish energy in the game, which is represented with this star here. You'll take these cards once you've chosen your deck. Let's pick Cheer Bear here. We'll take our cards. We'll want to shuffle these all together and then place them within reach of the playmat. Care Bears Unlock the Magic, the deck building game includes 3 different decks that will all be part of gameplay. The first 2 decks need to be assembled. This is the Hero Marketplace deck, which will feature your favorite Care Bears, and this is the Adventure deck, which will feature Bluster and the Bad Crowd. In addition to that, you'll find a smaller third deck that includes the Bad Crowd Anytime Minion cards. We'll explain that more in a little while, but every card that's part of that Bad Crowd deck will have the same dark colored background. You can take these and set them near the play area. Now let's take a look at how we assemble these 2 decks, starting with the Adventure deck. The Adventure deck includes 3 levels of difficulty that increase the challenge as you play the game. To assemble the deck, you'll need to divide the cards by their level, which you can see here in the corner of the cards. You can find there, that's a level 1. And you can see here, this boss card is actually a level 3 boss card. So this is our level 3 deck, this is our level 2, and this is our level 1. We will shuffle these and then place them in the appropriate space on the playmat, then shuffle these, place them on top of the level 3 cards, and finally shuffle these level 1 cards, place them on the very top of the deck, and we'll be ready to go. The Care Bears deck for the Hero Marketplace includes 80 cards, 20 cards each of one of 4 bears. So it can be the 4 bears here that are included with the core game, or if you choose to get additional bears like Grumpy Bear or Tenderheart Bear, you'll be able to add those in to this Hero Marketplace so you can play with them as well. But if you're doing the core game, you've got the core decks in front of you, then you'll take 20 Good Luck Bear cards, 20 Funshine Bear cards, 20 Share Bear cards, and 20 Cheer Bear cards. Shuffle them all together and then place them in the play area. Once we have those shuffled, we will place the Care Bears Hero Marketplace deck right there. And then here, we'll fill our marketplace up by placing 5 cards for us to choose from. So the final thing we need to do is to set the adventure deck and set the difficulty for the game. So an easy game, we'll draw the first 2 cards and place them in the first 2 spaces. For a medium challenge, you'd go to space 3. And for the most challenging version, the hardest version, you would draw cards all the way down to the 4th space. For this, we're going to set up an easy game. So we'll draw one card. We'll see here, let's take a look. We've got Bluster, he's a minion. It's going to take 3 caring to be able to remove this card from the adventure track. And down here, we'll see that if we don't remove this card from the adventure track, by the time it reaches the discard pile, we'll have to reduce the caring meter by 1. So we'll place him here. And now this is a very important action for the adventure deck and the adventure track. So we've drawn the card and we've placed it here in space 1. For our second card, we're going to push this card from space 1 down to space 2. And then we're going to draw that card and place it in space 1. And this card is a Whiffle. Whiffles can be rescued, and you can see we need wish energy with our star symbol there. It'll take 3 of those to be able to rescue this Whiffle, and it'll be a similar situation. If the Whiffle makes it all the way to the discard pile and we haven't rescued the Whiffle, then we will lose 1 on our caring meter. Now that our game's set up, let's take a look at an example turn. We'll do a few turns and go over some of the other mechanics in the game. Now to begin, we have our adventure track, of course, and we need to take these items and get them out of the adventure track before they hit the discard pile. But it's important to remember that we have several steps before they're going to make it there. So we also need to do deck building. The reason this game is a deck building game is because throughout the game, you get to play in 2 phases. And the first phase is a drafting phase where you can acquire cards from the marketplace to improve your deck on future turns. So on your first turn, players will draw 5 cards and place them in front of themselves. Now, since this is a cooperative game, players can show their cards to other players. We're not competing, we're working together to go on this adventure and help Bluster and save Whiffles. So if we look here at a 2-player game setup, we have 5 cards here for Funshine. That's the first draw for the Funshine player, and 5 cards here for Cheer Bear, which is the first draw for the Cheer Bear player. Now, Funshine is going first, so Funshine has a few options here. Because these cards have 2 caring symbols with a +1 in each, and 3 star symbols with a +1 in each, Funshine has 3 wish energy, which can be used to acquire cards or to do things like save our Whiffle here. And the caring energy is what's used to be able to help Bluster solve problems and defeat bad guys if there's no other option. So here we go with 3 star energy, 3 wish energy. If we look here on the marketplace, there's quite a few cards that we might want to get. Now, one of those cards is right here. It's all right, who's ready to get their play on? It costs 2, which you can tell right here, and it will give us 1 caring or 1 wish energy when we play it. And if we happen to have a Funshine Bear card or a Good Luck Bear card, we can get an additional 3 wish energy when this card is played. Now, it's important to note down here at the bottom that if you have a compatible bear card, whether it be Funshine or Good Luck in this case, you can only redeem this once. So it won't give you 6 wish energy on a turn if you have both of them, but it will give you 3 if you have either one of them. So if we acquire this card, which is an important thing to do, even though our little Whiffle's still out there, but if we acquire this card, we'll need to place this guy in the discard pile. Now, he's going to go in our discard pile, which right now means we can't use him on this turn. But at the end of our turn, we're going to take all 5 of our cards and we're going to put them in that discard pile, and then we're going to draw new cards from our deck. When this deck runs out, we will then shuffle this discard pile and it will become our new deck. And when that happens, we'll be able to use any of the cards that we've acquired to help us do more good and help out with Bluster and the Wiffles. Now here on our marketplace, since we've chosen that one card, we need to replace it with another card from the deck, which we can do right there. And then after we've done our drafting phase, when you don't have to draft a card here, but it's a good idea to do it early in the game. Now, here we have our adventure track, and we need to see if there's anything left that we can do. Now, if we look at our cards, we know that we spent 2 already. So we're left with 1 wish and 2 caring. Now, Bluster here is a 3. So on this turn, we're not going to be able to do anything with our caring cards. So we'll take these, our remaining cards, and we will discard them. And now the last phase of the turn is moving along the adventure track. So to do this, we'll move the card that's in the first slot here, so the 2 space, we'll move it to the 3rd space. We'll move the card from 1 to 2, and then we will draw a new card and place it in that new space. And finally, the player will take their new deck. They'll shuffle their cards. They only have 2 here, so they'll need to shuffle these up. And place them face down until the beginning of their next turn. Now let's run through Cheer Bear's turn and see what we get this time. For Cheer Bear, we have 3 wish energy and 2 caring. So looking here, we can acquire things from the marketplace. That's where we should look first. We have up to 3, so we can get Bright On Dude. We can get Never Give Up. There's cards here that we don't quite have enough for yet, and that's one of the reasons we want to get cards that allow us to get more wish energy so that we can draft better cards to be able to handle the things that are going to happen later in our action deck. Now on this turn, let's go ahead and acquire Never Give Up. This is a great card for us because it's Share Bear. It gives us an option of caring or wish energy, and it's compatible with Cheer Bear. And if we have it out, we'll be able to use that bonus on the bottom of the card. So we'll place that over here in our discard pile and come back to it soon. If we want to keep track of our wish energy, we can go ahead and take those 3 and place them in the discard pile as well. We have 2. Can't do anything with that, so let's replace our card on the marketplace. And here we'll move things along. So now Bluster is going to go from space 3 to space 4. The Wiffle is going to go from space 2 to space 3. And our other Bluster card here is going to go from space 1 to space 2. And then we will draw, oh wait, here we go. Now we've got Bluster is Flustered. Now this is a boss card, so it's a little bit different. It's in landscape, so it looks a little bit different here. It takes 5 caring to be able to affect this card, and there are 2 health on this card. So we'll have to use 5 caring 2 times to remove this boss card. And to win the game, all 3 of the boss cards must be completed and removed before the caring meter runs out. So now we have a situation where we have drawn that card, we have these 3, and we have an empty space here. So we'll keep it that way until the next turn when Funshine will move along, and we'll see what happens next. So now we can see our hand on this turn. We've got Funshine out here, and it's a real Funshine heavy deck right now, of course, because we're just getting started. But let's take a look at how all of these cards function together so that we better understand how to play. So here, we've got our energy. We have wish energy, 1 and 2. We have caring, 1 and 2. And then we have some options here with our new card featuring Funshine. Now this card has the following options for us. We can add +1 to caring. We can add +1 to a wish, or and we can have a bonus if we have another Funshine card in our hand of 3 additional wish energy. Since we do have another Funshine card in our hand, because our starter cards will count as combos for the bears that they are compatible with, we have Funshine there, so we're going to get that 3. So that's actually going to give us 5 energy. So we have a really great opportunity to come in here. Now we've got some extra stuff. We have a couple of options that are available at a cost of 2. We have some that are at 6 that we can't quite buy yet, but we also have our Wiffle up here that we need to take care of. So we can take this Wiffle at a cost of 3 wish energy, and we can remove him from the game. And now we will not lose 1 caring, but we also are still left with 2 additional wish energy and some options here on our Funshine Bear card. So if we wanted to, we could go in and, let's see, we have 3 caring. We have 2 bluster cards out on the adventure track. So let's remove one of those, because that's going to cost 3 caring. And now we've removed that from the game as well. And we still have 2 wish energy. So, bright on, dude. Let's see what happens next. So now we'll place all of these cards in the discard pile, because Funshine's turn and actions are over. Let's go ahead and remove those a little further from the game. And now here, we'll need to move forward. Now we don't have anything in this space here, but because of that, we're not going to push our bluster card forward. We will only push him forward if there's another card pushing him in that direction. So on this turn, he'll stay there. And bring on the bad crowd. This is a card with an instant effect. The card must be played when it's revealed. And when it's revealed, every empty space on the adventure track must have a bad crowd card placed on the space. So this card we're actually going to place in the discard pile, but it won't cost us anything on the caring meter because it doesn't say that it will. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4 empty spaces on the adventure track that are now going to be filled with members of the bad crowd. So let's place one here. We'll place one there. We'll place one here. And we'll place one. So now our adventure track is completely full of Bluster and the bad crowd. And it's going to take a lot of caring to be able to save the day. I hope this setup and playthrough video is giving you an idea of how the game works and whether or not it's right for you. It's worth noting that everything in the core game is all the stuff you see here plus more, and you won't need to make any additional booster pack purchases to be able to enjoy the game. Booster packs are going to be for collectability, which you can see more about on the Kickstarter itself. Please feel free to ask us any questions. We really appreciate your thoughts and feedback and can't wait for you to try this game.